Beat the Carrot.
I got that one in Australia because they're sick out there, you know. I went there last year, and the flight to Australia is a real test of endurance. You're actually in the air for like over 24 hours, plus your stopovers and things, you know. And it's boring, isn't the word? No one ever takes enough to read. You know, you can take Lord of the Rings and Encyclopedia Britannica. You've never, got no chance of finishing that. And I was like, sort of reading backs of fag packets, toothpaste tubes, anything. And they have these magazines which go around. There's about a dozen of them. They're like gold, because you read everything, who's printed it. And I was reading one of these motor racing magazines, right? And I'm not into motor racing at all, but I just happened to be reading this magazine. And motorsport or autosport, something like that. And I came across a photograph which was... right? I would never have spotted it otherwise. And it was this photo, this big full-page photo of this Formula One racing car that was sponsored by Durex. Right? Isn't it amazing? That word has such an effect on people. But, it was on a Formula One racing car, so it can't be that bad, can it? Well, the BBC thought so, to be honest. Because, it was at the Grand Prix at Silverstone, and they wouldn't show the Formula One racing car with you-know-what written on it. A bit awkward, because it was leading most of the time. There was a photo of it in this magazine, this beautiful, sleek Formula One racing car with Durex written all over it, and it's in the pits with a burst tyre. The thing is, when I got to Australia, you see, I had this photo, and I thought, whoa. So I started showing all the Aussies this photo. Hey, look at that, hey. Not a titter, not a glimmer of a giggle, a total sense of humour failure. And I thought, blimey, I'm going to have my work cut out here, you know what I mean? But what you don't realise is, and this is a statement of fact, right, and this is perfectly true, is that Durex is on sale in Australia, but it is, in fact, the brand name of the best-selling sticky tape. Yeah, we have sellotape, they have Durex. Very confusing when you don't know. You're way ahead on that one, huh? Yeah, well, it caught me out a couple of times, I've got to be honest. Well, the thing is, you go into a chemist in this country, and it's very low-key, isn't it? It's all sort of, serve the lady first. A packet of, Rex, please. You are. A bottle of Lucasade. But you're in these shops in Australia, big Aussies had come in. Here, good day, yeah, packet of Durex there. Giant size. And they give him a big roll of sticky tape. I thought I'd better do it yourself. That is... I must do this while I'm in London. I'm going to go to Earl's Court for a couple of days. Because I don't know whether you know, but Earl's Court is where all the Australians live while they're over here. And I'm going to go to a stationer's in Earl's Court for a couple of days. Because, the reverse must happen, mustn't it? Some fresh-faced Aussie's going to come in, he ain't going to know, is he? Roll the Durex! A roll? I'd love to see his Christmas presents. They must be amazing. You're there, auntie. Woo! Kids would have a field day, wouldn't they? Come on, Grandma, no! Terrific country, Australia, I tell you. Really got on famously with them all. And I found a couple of things which, well, this one in particular was, I was delighted to find. From your previous response, actually, some of you may well be aware, for quite a while now, I have been collecting motor insurance claim form statements. Right? Some of you know, fair enough. The thing is, I found some more in Australia. That's what I'm getting into. What I'll do, obviously there's quite a few people who haven't the faintest idea what we're on about. What I'll do is, I'll do a few English ones first, to sort of give you the idea of how it goes and what the reason for it all is. And the thing is, if you drive round in cars and on bikes, you have accidents, right? And when you have an accident, the insurance company sends you one of these silly claim forms, right? And on the back is a big empty space, right? And it says at the top, give in your own words a description of how the accident occurred. And this is where you get your chance to write your version down, right? Which is totally different from everybody else's. But when people have had accidents, they're, you know, pent up and frustrated, and they're trying to blame anyone but themselves. And they write things down which they don't actually intend. And these are genuinely, and people do ask me, honestly, these are genuinely what people have written on their claim forms when they'd had an accident and sent into this insurance office in London, and their extracts taken from what they'd written. Things like, I ran into a stationary tree coming in the other direction. The accident was caused by me waving to the man I hit last week. I knocked over a man who admitted it was his fault, that he'd been knocked down before. Now, I have literally dozens and dozens of those, hundreds of them almost. So you can imagine my delight. I've been in Australia about a week, right? And I'm reading some local papers and things, and I come across this. This is an actual photostat of what I found. And much to my delight, they have exactly the same system in Australia as we do. And they write more or less the same sort of things that we do, right? Only much better. These are Australian motor insurance claim form statements. The pedestrian had no idea which direction to run, so I ran over him. I told the police I was not injured, but on removing my hat, I found I had a fractured skull. The bloke was all over the road. I had to swerve a number of times before I hit him. I had been driving for 40 years when I fell asleep at the wheel. And this is my favourite of all time. I saw a slow-moving, sad-faced old gentleman as he bounced off the bonnet of my car.